Hey guys, this is your trainer Andrew Chiller. So we'll be talking about a lab that we made in EVNG and having the Fortigate platform of 7.x, 709 that we are using right now, but today we'll be using 7.2.11 and 709. Let's check the platform and we'll be doing some BGP configuration today and going to create a BGP between FTT1 and 4, that's the firewall 1 and 4. So let's go there and let me show you what exactly and where exactly we are going to make the changes. So, so this is our FGT1 and this is our FGT4. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a BGP. And before that, when I say dynamic routing, the part of dynamic routing is EGP, and in the EGP, we will be talking about the BGP. So BGP is Border Gateway Protocol. So it's basically working on a stuff like AS numbers. How define that? BGP are having two paths. Before that is EBGP and IBGP. IBGP. Yeah. So it's exterior border gateway protocol or it's interior. So basic difference between exterior and interior. If we are making a BGP configuration, since I tell you BGP is working on the AS number, this can be any random AS number from 0 to 65536 you can take or as per your requirements. So when we talk about the EBGP, EBGP is something making the BGP neighborship between different AS. Means let's say for example a neighborship between AS number 100 and 200, just for example. And IBGP is something making the BGP neighborship within a single AS. Let's say we are having three devices and all of them we put a BGP configuration using a number of 100 and we create the BGP configuration between them. So the kind of you can say the configuration or kind of neighborship they'll be having it's IBGP because they are under the same AS number. If they are using the different AS number, then the neighborship should be EBGP neighborship, exterior and interior gateway protocol. Sorry. So how you can define that? I'm not going in that much of deep of BGP, but when we talk about the basic stuff, so let's say we are having one ISP here, service provider with the AS number 100, and then we have another service provider with the AS number 200, and they'll be having some edge devices here and some interior devices, internal devices like let's say it is having 5K routes, and this one is having like 10,000 routes and the BGP neighborship between them is through this one. So they are eBGP neighbor and they want to send this 10,000 route to this side and they want to send this 5,000 route to this side. So that's how they can create a eBGP neighbor between them and exchange the routes. So that's a general of that. Like we have a lot of stuff in the eBGP when we talk about like what kind of authentication or protocol neighbor we can call out some you can say uh, route for the exterior, the interior. That's a lot of stuff like call some access list, put them inside the route map, and just call them for outgoing route, incoming routes. But that's a like deep routing stuff, so I'm not going there. Let's go and do our neighborship. So we are going to perform the neighborship between Fortinet 1 and Fortinet 4. Let's go there. I'm on the Fortinet 1. Let me open the Fortinet 4 as well. So these are the routes that we're seeing earlier, either OSPF, static, connected. So just keep it as it is, doesn't matter. We'll be checking if it's going to make any difference or not. Same here. Right now there are only 5 routes, so no OSPF or RIP is there, so some connected and static routes. So to configure, let's go to the Fortinet 1 first. Go to the networks, click on BGP. So AS number. So as I told you, let me type it here. Okay, I remove, I think. No worries. For FGT1, AS is 100. For FGT2, or you can say FGT4, AS is 400. Let's use in this way, okay? And we have to make the configuration with their neighbor. So let me make a diagram here. FGT1, FGT4, and they are connected. And let me check the ports for you. Port 3 on each side. Yeah. So it's port 3 and is port 3 as well, and they are using a network 123.111.0/24, and this one is having the IP 123.111.50, and this one is having 123.111.53. We already put the IPs there. So when we are going to make the neighborship, and on FGT1 we'll be saying that we have to make the neighborship to the IP 153, and the AS number for that is this. And when we are on FGT4, this is for the FGT1, we'll be saying that we have to make the neighborship for FGT1 IP, that's 123.1.150, and their AS number is 100. Let's go and create it. So we are on FGT1, local AS, that's our AS, it's 100. For time being, let's create the router ID 111. Okay, so let me cancel it first. So it's asking, do you have to create some neighbors? Yes, just click on create new. Sorry. And the IP address, what we have mentioned. For FGT1, the IP should be 123.1.153. That's the port 3 of FGT4. So let's put that IP 123.1.153. And what's the remote AS? Remote AS is 400. That's the AS number of FGT2, and we are going to configuration on FGT1. So for this one, remote AS is 400. Don't need to put the local AS. Keep the password by default. If you want to change it, you have to change it from the other side as well. Try to keep it same. So just keep it default. Again, if you want to put any graceful restart time, keep a live timer. If you check like checking these things out, let's say you click on this thing, that you have to make sure you are doing the same thing on the other side, because if not, it's going to impact your BGP neighborship for sure. Or that's the same thing. That's for the filtering that I just said. Either you want to click on a prefix list for the incoming route or outgoing route, or you want to call those prefix list inside the route map in and out, or distribution list or filter list, whatever you want to. Once you created that, you have to putting that inside the route map, and you calling that route map on our neighbor. So that's a deep BGP thing. We are going to keep it as simple for now. Again, this is some kind of filtering, allow AS in. It's like you are getting some route with different AS number, or you can say AS path, and you said that, okay, from this specific AS, we want to allow this one. So we are not going there. We are going to create a simple eBGP neighborship between firewall 1 and firewall 4. That's it. Try to keep this capable graceful restart, so BGP process will be a bit quick in case this Fortigate firewall. Let's click it OK. And right now just do apply. We just put the neighbor, nothing else. Just go to the FGT4, click on networks, click on BGP. So our local AS this time is 400 for firewall 4, router ID, let's say 444. Yes, we want to create neighbor, click on create neighbor. Neighbor IP is IP from the FGT1 side 123.1.1.50, and the remote AS, or you can say the AS number of the firewall 1, that's 100. Try to keep them default, whatever it is. Just do the capability graceful restart. Yeah, that's the one. Click OK, apply. Yeah, setting change, just check if the neighborship is up. Yeah, so we are using neighborship. That's our neighbor 123.1.150. We are on firewall 4, and we the remote is the AS number for that specific IP or firewall 1 is 100. Right now is idle state. Let's wait for a minute. It took some time to connect. Yeah, if you see state is established, so BGP is up right now. So BGP is working. Sorry, BGP is working fine. Let's go, but there won't be any neighbors, or you can say routes, not the neighbors, because we haven't advertised anything. Let's scroll down. Yeah, here it is. You are on the same thing, just scroll down. You are seeing that network. Before that, let me show you what we have to advertise. For FGT1, we are going to advertise this network 10.10.10. For Fortinet 4, we are going to advertise 10.0.40/24. So let me put it here. For this one, we are going to advertise 10.10.10.0/24. For this one, we are going to advertise 10.0.40/24. Let's go there and advertise it. On firewall 1, 10.10.10.0/24. That's it. Nothing, no distribution, nothing is required for now. Let's keep them default. Click apply, go on the 4, network, BGP. Right now we have put some configuration. Go to the networks, click 10.0.40/24. We don't need, we just want to advertise one subnet. Click apply. Let's check if we are seeing any difference in the routes. Okay, we are having 10.10.10. Yeah, we are having, but it's a static one. Okay, let's check on this side. Go to the dashboard, click on networks. There are some routes. So we'll be checking 10.4 only. 10.4 is static. So why it is static? Because once you go to the network, we must have provided one static route. Yep, it is there. We have a static route towards Fortinet 4. So I think I mentioned that in my previous videos. If there are, we are receiving two routes, let's say, oh sorry, we are receiving two routes, and first one is coming from the static, and second one is coming from, let's say, RIP, OSPF, or BGP. So static will be preferred in that condition. And in this scenario, we are receiving the same route, or the route is 10.0.40. Let's check on FGT1. We are receiving this route via static and BGP. The AD value of BGP is 20 for eBGP, and for iBGP is 200, and for static is 10 here. So we are well versed that the lower AD value is preferred. So in this condition, static is preferred over eBGP route, or you can say 10 is preferred over 20 in this condition. So what we have to do basically, let me show you again. Go to the networks, routes. It's a firewall one, so we'll be looking for 10.0.40 only. So this one, if you're seeing, okay, distance is 10, that's the administrative distance, or you can say the AD value we normally call as a term. So what we have to do to make it work, just go to the network, static routes. For the time being, just click on this and disable the static route. Same on the firewall 4, go to the networks, go to the static routes, and disable the static route that we used earlier. Now go to the dashboard, click on networks. Now check if you are receiving on Fortinet 1 10.0.40. Yep, if you are seeing, we are receiving by BGP here. If changes, and same here, go to the dashboard, network, we should be receiving 10.10.10 by BGP instead of static. 10.10.10 is learned by BGP, and the AD value is 20, and it's a eBGP neighbor, right? So let's go here, do some get router info BGP. Let's do something. BGP, let's check the neighbors. Okay, instead of that, I think we have one more thing. Neighbor summary should be there. Okay, no, we have to. Okay, BGP neighbor is 123.1.1.5.3. That's firewall 1. Sorry, that's firewall 4. And the remote AS, or you can say the AS of firewall 4 is 400. Our AS is 100. That's a BGP version 4. And the remote router ID means the other side router ID is 444 and our side is 111. Leave this lower part. Okay, here it is. Local host, that's our ID. That's why it's local host. That's the local port number. You can say the port number. And that's the foreign port. That's the port on other side. And when you say local, so it means this port 3 shows as port 179. The port number for port 3 or firewall 4 shows as a port number 23825. Just any random pick port, so it doesn't matter. So next stop should be this again. Uh, so it doesn't matter. Okay, leave this part. Okay, let's check something else for BGP. Okay, summary. Yep. Okay, it says that this is our neighbor. Sorry, this is our neighbor 123.1.1.53. We are using version 4, AS number, that's the remote AS number of firewall 4. These are the messages received, and 11 is sent, 11 received. And this is the uptime for the BGP and the state or the prefix received. Yeah. Total number of neighbor is 1. We just defined one neighbor, so that's why it shows us 1. If you type show get router info routing table, okay, all. So on firewall 1, we should be seeing 1004. Yeah, it is there. This selected routes. It says that it's received, it's coming by B. So B is there, it's BGP. If you're seeing here, B as in BGP, so it's received from BGP and coming by 123.1.1.5.3. That's IP of the port 3 of firewall 4. And it says that this port is directly connected and 5 minutes and 1 second is the time since we received this specific route. So we are good here. I think routing part is done. For the BGP and BGP configuration is complete, we are able to receive the same route that we are sent 10 10 10 from here to the other side, 1004 from Fortinet firewall 4 to the firewall 1. So BGP configuration is done. So that's all for the BGP configuration. I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. That's ARC_tutorial. And thank you so much, guys. I'll be coming with more videos. Thank you.